Hi friends, this is Crystal from Homemaking on the Homestead, and this evening I am making sausage cheese soup. I've also heard it called beer soup or sausage cheese beer soup or something like that. But I recently was at Costco and they had sausage on sale, a 3-pound tube of it for $6. So that was a pretty good deal around my part. So $2 for 1 pound, and that's what goes into this pot of soup. So come along with me and I'll show you how to do it. I am using a recipe that I found on the Jimmy Dean website, and I have that linked in the description box below. I'm making a few changes in it, adding more vegetables and using granulated garlic instead of fresh, but pretty much otherwise I'm keeping the same recipe. So you're going to need a pound of sausage, some flour, chicken broth, milk, cheese. The beer doesn't have a whole lot, I think it's just flavoring, and granulated garlic. I'm also, the original recipe calls for just 1 onion, and I'm using 1 onion plus a few mini peppers and a couple mushrooms that I sliced up. Alright, let's get. I have my 4-quart stock pot with my sausage and my vegetables. My burner's on medium-high, and I am just going to stir and cook this until all my sausage is cooked and my vegetables are soft. Okay, my sausage is cooked, my vegetables are soft, there's very little grease, and that's okay because we're going to add flour, and that helps the flour to make it smoother. So I am going to add a 1/2 cup of flour right to everything and just stir that up until the flour gets kind of coated and absorbed into everything. And letting it cook for just a little bit helps kind of cook out the flour taste as well. Okay, the next step is to add 2 cups of chicken broth. Now, the recipe calls for a can of chicken broth, but I am not using a can, so I am just going to add 2 cups of chicken broth, 1.5 cups of milk, and a 1/2 cup of beer. I'm also going to sprinkle in my garlic, my teaspoon of garlic. I'm going to stir this, bring it to a boil, and let it thicken up nicely. Once it comes to a boil, then you're going to let that cook. Turn down your heat a little bit. I turn mine down to medium and just let this cook for about a minute. At this point, it is cooked for a minute, and now I'm going to add my cheese. I have 2.5 cups of cheddar cheese. The recipe calls for sharp. Mine is medium. I think sharp would give you a much more distinctive cheese flavor, but I have medium, so that's what I'm using. So that is the next step, is you put a little bit in at a time, stir it, let that melt, then add some more until you've added all the cheese. Alright, that was the last of the cheese I just put in. I'm going to turn my oven on, or my burner off, and continue to stir this until the last of the cheese melts. At this point, you can taste it and salt and pepper it to your own liking, and you're ready to serve dinner. This is a really fast to put together meal, and it's perfect for these winter days. I'm going to serve it with some King's Hawaiian dinner rolls that I have, and a nice big green salad. This is looking like a yummy bowl of soup that I am looking forward to enjoying for dinner tonight. Thanks for coming along with me today while I cook this dinner, and I hope if you try it that you enjoy it. In the description box below, I have left the link to the recipe, plus I wrote out what I did that was slightly different from the original recipe, but I'm telling you, it's a really delicious soup, so I hope you give it a try. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.